Assalamu alaikum. I hope everybody's doing well today. My name is Abdurrahman, and for those of you guys never really coded before or haven't really used VS Code, I would like to demonstrate to you guys some of the fundamental basics of Python, particularly, writing you ever or writing your first code here in Python. We're gonna do as everybody goes through this journey, right? I did when I begin my coding programming journey. We're gonna write hello world, right, in Python. Essentially, this is a very basic practice that every programmers went through in their lives. So don't be ashamed. It's very basic, but still it's worth knowing, right? It just demonstrates to you like how much you really need to learn the basics, inshallah. But you have to keep in mind that, every time that you write a code, this is not like your typical English literature where you can write your essay, you can write your writing anywhere you want, right? With programming or coding, you need a special environment to write your code, right? You have to have you can write anywhere else, right? Everywhere, to be honest. But within programming, within the software world, we have a very special environment tools that to use. So today I will just demonstrate to you guys VS Code, how to set it up, you programming, and how to use it, right? So essentially what we're gonna do is go to the folder here, open a folder. We don't have a folder, so I already have this one, but I'm gonna just demonstrate to you guys again. So we're gonna open a folder which we're gonna call it hello world, right? Hello world. And then we're gonna select that. It's already been selected here. We're gonna select this folder here, and then within this folder you might notice that we're gonna open a new file here. Within this file we also gonna call it hello world, right, dot py. Essentially py is that it's essential initial, sorry, for Python, right? Every language has its own initial, or you might have to put the whole language name. But in this case, we're using Python. You might notice that this little icon here, anytime you see that little icon there, is pretty much, Python. And I have to declare this because the computer or VS Code, or, I'm declaring that, hey, I will be writing hello world in Python every time that you're using, VS Code or any sort of a programming framework. You have to declare what language you'll be using. Otherwise, the computer won't really know, or VS Code, right? That's just how it works. You really have to know this, and it's very important. So now I will enter. So now we create a folder which is called hello world. Within this folder, we also have a file in Python which is also hello world.py, pretty much Python. Now we declare that we'll be writing our first hello world in Python. We also have a folder here. So now, but before we before we write the actual hello world, I want you guys to have a practice here. It's very important to always have a comment or having documentation of your code, as is very important, and it will help you in the long run. And it's a great practice to do that as you begin your journey. And once you make a progress in this journey, you will realize how important it is to always have a comment and to always document your code, which is what I will demonstrate to you guys here. With Python, when you documenting or when you're trying to have write a comment, right, you will use in hashtag here. This hashtag is just indicates that, hey, I will be leaving a comment, not for the code or for the computer, but for myself. Even if you decided to come back to continue with your programming in this particular folder after a year or even a month or a week, you can always come back and you like, oh, I left a comment here. I was writing hello world, though, it just, the process is much easier for you later on. So now here I put hashtag, and then since this is a very basic and hello world, I will just leave it like this. This is a comment, right? A comment, right? And then I will just do like this. Pretty much tells the computer to ignore it. It's just for yourself, right? It will ignore this, right? And then what was it? Yeah, this will literally ignore the computer, and then you don't really have to worry about it because ignores it, right? And then here you have hashtag here too, and then the next line of code tells the computer, right, to say something, right, which will be our next line of code. So now here we're gonna do our print here, which is in Python, by the way, and then we're gonna put that, and then hello world, and then exclamation mark. So right there. So you might notice that here now we have the comment or the documentation, right? And then we also have the actual code, right? So it's very easy, and the process is very easy to follow, right? And then this actually does help you for the programming journey, right? So this is hello world, and if I want to run, I will just do that and then run it, and then there you go. We have the result here, hello world. It won't run if you don't have a Python package installed in your system, so you have to install Python package here, which is here. If you go to just search Python, the least version for Windows, if you're using Windows. If you're using Linux, you can also install in Linux. Mac also, if you're using MacBook. So it all depends, obviously, right? So yeah, pretty much that's all for today. We wrote the documentation, the comments, and we also have hello world printed out. So yeah, thank you guys, welcome.